Now let's submit the version 1 of the code to Codeforces. So first we need to save the code in a file on the local file system. So I've already done that. I use the Notepad++ editor on Windows systems. So the file has been saved, and we go to the Codeforces website for this problem. We scroll down, go to here. We select Python 3, so the minor version number after 3 doesn't really matter. We choose the file, and then we click submit. So on my computer, because this is my second time recording this video, so actually I submitted exactly the same file before, so the system doesn't allow me to submit. On your computer, you should be able to see the status of the submission. In any case, you are going to see a line with this submission number here, and you're going to see the wrong answer. So you click that, and you're going to see something slightly different. You're going to directly see the source code and all the test cases in a window centered in the middle. But you are also going to see test 8. So we get the wrong answer. The input is 6, and the submission code output no, but the correct answer is yes. So the error message is wrong answer expected yes, but found no. So 6 should output yes, which makes sense because 6 can be written as 2 plus 4. So 6 can be divided into sum of two positive even numbers, even though it's not a multiple of 4. So let's make a guess. Maybe all even numbers work. And we also know how to check whether a number is even. We simply check whether it's a multiple of 2. So this is version 2. We are checking for even numbers. I recommend you submit this code to Codeforces and check the result. So the only difference is we replace the 4 with the 2. So if you try it, you're going to find out version 2 also fails, and this fails on input 2 because the expected answer is no, but will output yes, because 2 is an even number. However, it cannot be written as the sum of two positive even numbers. It can be written as 0 plus 2, but we have a 0, so we cannot give a 0 to someone in this problem. So this means that we need to handle 2 differently from other even numbers. So here is an attempt at doing that. So this code was written by my beta tester when trying to fix the problem that we need to handle 2 differently. So this was the code. So ask you to think about, is this version correct? If you think it's not correct, so what is the test case this will fail, and what exactly will this program output? So in any case, recommend you to submit to Codeforces and find out. So turns out this also fails on input 2. So expected output is no, and this version will output 2 lines. The first line is no, the second line is yes. So if you follow the program, mentally execute it, it should be, I hope it should be clear. So these programs have 2 separate if statements. So the first if statement check whether W is 2. If it's 2, it print no. So this if statement doesn't have the else branch, so which is allowed. So we can do something only when the condition holds. When the condition doesn't hold, we just do nothing. And then there's a second statement, so checking whether it's even. So when it's even, it print yes, otherwise print no. So for this program, when W is 2, first this if statement, because W is 2, will print no. And then we second go to this if statement, because 2 is even, we will print yes. So in order to fix this, what we really want is this second if statement get executed only when W is not 2. So that's what we want. And we can fix the program by doing that, by putting this second if statement inside the else branch. So now we have an outer if statement checking whether W is 2. If W is 2, we will print no. If W is not 2, we will execute the else branch. And then in that case, we will check whether W is even or not. So I want to point out now we have an example where the else branch contains more than one line. So in fact, it contains another if statement. So we have a nested if statement. There's outer if statement, and then there's an inner if statement. So again, encourage you to think about this code and whether it's correct. So if you submit it, you probably find out that it is correct. These programming idiom where we want to have another check in the else branch is in fact very common. So there's actually a special syntax for that, which is we merge these two into one line, else and if, and then in Python we also shorten that as elif. So in some other programming language, you actually write else if. So and this else if branch, we can include more than one. So we can have 0 or 1 or more times here. And if each of the branch can be one or more lines, and they need to be indented. And after each of these conditions, there should be a colon. And in the end, the else branch can only occur either 0 or 1 time. So else cannot have appear multiple times. So that's the general form of if statement. So these slides have two more versions of the code for solving this problem. So you can follow them and see what is their logic and judge whether they are correct or not. I guess the main difference is that the two conditions are switched. Oh no, there's a little bit more than that. So follow the logic, think about whether they are correct, and then try it out. So to recap, for this problem, we learned the mod operator and the comparison operators, comparing two numbers, and will result in a value that's true or false, and the string literals, and most importantly, the if statement. And we showed how to submit code on Codeforces and also find the test case that result in errors. So these are things that you will be doing a lot in this course. And we also shown how to check whether an integer is a multiple of another integer when they are both integers. We simply do a mod b and then comparing that with 0. So I assume by this point you have already submitted code that are accepted. So we call that the AC, the problem. So AC stands for accepted. And I encourage you to try to AC this problem again later on another day. Just try to write it from scratch and make sure that you grasp all these concepts. So that should help you with this.